I'm your host, Taylor, coming to you from New York City. And today we have a very special guest with us. Jesus Burrola is CEO of Posibl, the cannabis farm of the future. With over 1 million units of packaged product to date, Posibl is redefining what it means to produce the highest quality cannabis. Prior to Posibl, Jesus worked for 15 years at Beacon Building Products, the largest publicly traded building materials distributor in North America, and now he is here with us in the cannabis industry. Jesus, thank you so much for being here today. Can you please let us know where you're coming from?
Thank you very much for having me. I am coming from our farm in Salinas, California.
Nice. Yeah, you've got the perfect background for the call too. All right, so why don't we start out by you walking us through how you first got into the cannabis industry?
Yeah, I got through to the cannabis industry through a good friend of mine by the name of David Bon. He's actually the founder of Posibl. We had known each other from way back growing up. We were good friends. We both went on our separate professional paths, and he had started this business back in December of 2017, and they were growing extremely fast, and they were ready for the next step of the business. And at that point, you know, he and I had been talking about cannabis. It's a industry that I was fascinated with, obviously saw the tremendous growth and the opportunity in the industry, and you know, something that I could leave my mark on. And really it was through a friend.
Very nice. All right, so why don't you tell us a little bit about your role at Posibl and kind of what your day-to-day is like?
Yeah, so I am the CEO at Posibl. My day-to-day is really the daily operation of the farm and overlooking our current production and making sure that our brand partners are happy. We currently grow for about 13 of the largest brands in the state. And so planning and making sure production is online for those 13 partners. Secondly, we have a large construction project that is underway. We are in the process of expanding another 100,000 square feet, along with new processing capabilities, getting into the extraction world. So kind of dealing with construction quite a bit, the funding and financing of the business, which is always an important part as well. And then really the team building for that growth. So we are undergoing tremendous growth over the next 12 to 18 months, both in infrastructure and sales ramp up. So making sure that we have the right team to do that.
Nice. And speaking of your team, how would you describe the company culture at Posibl?
I would say intense. It's one of a lot of hard work and dedication. I do think that we've put together a fantastic team. So very different backgrounds, from Wall Street banking to guys that have spent 30 years in agriculture production, to compliance experts. So I think everybody comes to this industry with very diverse background, but everybody has a very defined area of focus. And I think we work very well together, and a lot of real decisions made as a team.
Yeah, nice. That teamwork is everything, that's for sure. All right, so now we're going to move into the 10-minute flash question section. So I've got 10 questions for you related to cannabis, and you will have 60 seconds to answer each question.
Perfect.
All right, so let's fire away. First question, what is one cannabis product that you can't live without, and why?
I would say canned drinks. I love cans. I think I drink them almost daily. I think they're social, they're fun, they're healthy. That's a product I love.
Yeah, I love can. They're amazing. All right, what is your advice to someone who is just starting to market their cannabis product? What is some words of wisdom when marketing or advertising?
Yeah, really, it's good use of funds. So it is an extremely difficult business to get funding from, with no traditional banking. So making sure that your dollars are being spent in the most efficient way possible would be my first advice.
Definitely advice to live by. Okay, what about your thoughts on cannabis during work hours?
I'd say for me, it's post work hours is where consumption is. I'd like to be sharp in making decisions, and for me, it's I enjoy it when I know that I don't have very pressing and important decisions to analyze during the day.
Yeah, definitely. What about like CBD during work hours though?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So CBD, I mean, for pain, migraines, totally get it.
Yeah, so
I'm
just
for that.
maybe not super high THC products during work.
Correct.
All right. What about when you first started working in the industry? What was something that surprised you?
Um, Honestly, how challenging and difficult the industry is to run a business in. There is obviously we gains more and more acceptance, but with regulation changing day in and day out and the inconsistencies and how to do that, I was surprised in how simple things like writing a check or making a deposit can be. So you got to be prepared to that you're going to go through a lot of headaches.
Yeah, definitely. Lots of hoops to jump through. What about some advice or the first thing you would tell to someone who has never tried cannabis before and they're scared of it, but they want to try it?
Dose is important. So I think if I would have tried to drink a bottle of vodka the first time I drank, it probably wouldn't have had a very good experience, and I probably wouldn't have wanted to drink very much after that. But
Yeah.
so you gotta really get comfortable with your dosing and to have a good experience. Less is more initially.
Yeah, definitely. Start low and slow. What about the first advice you would give to someone who has never worked in the industry before, but they want to start working in the industry?
I think the misconception is that it's relaxed and maybe not as hard as it really is. So I think a lot of my friends, when I made the jump, assumed, "Oh man, you're just going to be having so much spare time and fun in cannabis." It is a fun industry, but it is extremely challenging, very long work hours, and it is extremely competitive.
Yeah, it's not just a bunch of people laying around smoking all day.
Yes.
All right. What about when it comes to cannabis media? Do you have a favorite blog, book, podcast, YouTube channel, influencer?
Beard Bros is somebody I follow quite a bit. I like their content. I think it ties it back to the original culture quite a bit, and get a little bit of both sides of the coin as well. Not just following large MSOs, but a little bit of like what's really happening at the culture.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, and sort of in that same vein, do you have a cannabis hero, someone in the industry or a consumer, or just someone you really look up to in cannabis?
Um, yes, I'd say Eric Branstad would be somebody that was very critical for me starting in the industry, who came and did some consulting work with us, and really I learned a lot about the plant through him. So yeah, I'd say he's probably one of them.
Just as far as education or
Yeah, just a lot of it cultivation. So I did not come from a cultivation background myself, and so really getting layman's terms in a simplified way of how to understand the plant was very important.
yeah, definitely. All right, what is your favorite method of consuming cannabis?
Uh, Flower, smoking flower,
Rolling or pipe?
mostly rolling.
Nice, classic. Okay, and then last question, tell us about the first time you ever tried cannabis.
Oh, it was in Colorado. I was around probably 19 years old, and I grew up in Mexico, so born and raised there. And maybe the misconception, it's very stigma because it's tied to cartel, so it was very scary and taboo, and
Right.
definitely read into all that. And so it was in the States through a friend's dad, which I thought was the strangest thing that could have happened. I thought I was on being pranked and on camera or something.
Right. What was the method of consumption then?
It was a pipe. It was a pipe.
Okay, nice. No,
Yeah.
I know some people's first experiences with an edible that completely knocked them out for the day. So
Absolutely. You had to learn those lessons too.
absolutely. All right, Jesus. Well, that was great. Can you just let us know where can people find you online?
So Instagram would be one place. So the hashtag is at Posibl Project, spelled Posibl Project. And or also go to our website, same thing, Posibl Project, spelled Posibl project.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. Feel free to leave us a review, a like, or share with your followers. And for more bluntness in your life, you can find us on social media or directly at the source, thebluntness.com. Thank you.